What I know is that when, some time ago, the three Western countries who are leading this crazy campaign said, if Assad uses chemical weapons, then we would use force. You know, I believe that was a signal to the bad guys, including white helmets, to stage a provocation. Now, after they struck on the 14th of April, they say again, if you do this again, we would use force again. This is another invitation to the opposition, to the extremists, to resume fighting, which they did already. Quoted the leaders of France and UK and the United States. And frankly speaking, all the evidence which they quoted was based on the media reports and on social networks. The canisters, I saw this picture, a canister lying on a bed, and the bed is intact, and the window glass is not broken. Look, you need to be a bit more serious. Can you explain to me why strike the day before OPCW is going to move there and to verify the fact which they assert was a fact? There is a channel existing between the Russian and the United States military, both between the capitals and on the ground in Syria. And I believe the military discussed and continue to discuss this and other things very professionally. They understand each other, and they understand maybe better than anyone else the danger of this kind of adventure. There would be consequences. We lose basically the last remnants of trust to our Western friends, who prefer to operate on the basis of very weird logic. Proof is in the punishment. They punish first, like they did in Salisbury. Then they wait for Scotland Yard to finalize the investigation. They punish first in Duma, in Syria, and then they wait for the inspectors of OPCW to visit the place and to inspect. Ongoing efforts to split Syria is very much against what people say formally and publicly. And when you speak about disastrous effect of some civil wars, don't forget what shape Iraq is in, what shape Libya is in, and those who did it, they now want to have Syria joining the club. I said highly likely as a new invention of the British diplomacy to describe why they punish people. Because these people are highly likely guilty. Like in Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll, when he described a trial, and when they discovered that the jury could be engaged, and the king said, let's ask the jury, and the queen shouted, no jury, sentence first, verdict afterwards. That's the logic of highly likely. It's absolutely the same as was the logic of Theresa May on Salisbury. When we asked dozens of questions, when we requested common investigation, when we requested our presence at the sample staking ceremony, if you wish, she said, no, we are not going to answer any question until Russia answers all our questions. The only question which was addressed to Russia, tell us how you did it. Was it ordered by Putin, the poisoning of this poor couple, or this was the result of you losing your control over chemical arsenals? There is an old Roman criteria, who is to benefit? And I believe the UK is grossly benefiting from the provocations both in Syria and in the United Kingdom itself.